Hi everyone, it's me, Angel Benton, and it is time for another edition of Angel Sudsy Recap. And today I am talking all about Young and the Restless. Yes, and I'm finally caught up. Hey. So Young and the Restless. Okay, so there's a little bit going on with Young and the Restless. First of all, let's start with, let's see, who can we start with first? Let's start with Lauren. Okay, the week started out with Lauren, fighting for Fenmore's, and last week she used Eric Forrester, which was, first of all, let's talk about that real quick. I know I mentioned this last week, but I loved Eric Forrester on Young and the Restless. It was a good nod to his history with Lauren. He had relationships with a lot of people on the canvas. It was just great seeing him. It was wonderful. He did a great job. I loved it. I wish they would do that more often. It's really great. Although, the last time we've seen people from Bold and the Beautiful on Young and the Restless, like, for example, oh no, we've seen people, yeah, we saw Rick and Caroline. And Caroline had a scene with Noah, which is, they did that because they were together in real life, but now they're not. So I guess that won't be happening anytime soon. But, we haven't seen any Young and the Restless people on Bold and Beautiful. Like, we saw Oliver on Young and the Restless as well. Remember? So, I'm just, okay. Well, it works both ways, but, whatever. And, not just that, but Young and the Restless is the #1 rated show, and it has been for, like, 35 years or whatever. It's a little bit crazy, so they don't really need the Bold and Beautiful cameos as much as Bold and Beautiful, but even Bold and Beautiful is #2. It's not like it's not that much, it's not like it's that much worse off, whatever. Anyway, so that's kind of what was going on, except now we have this issue with her son. They're bringing Scotty back, which is fine. I think it's great. Good. Except, the only issue I have is that, so Scotty, he travels a lot to war-torn places, and he's a member of the press, so he covers a lot of those types of stories, and he's missing right now, and they think that, and at the end of Friday's episode, we saw that he has been taken, he's been kidnapped, and they tried to ransom Lauren for $10 million. Now, Lauren thinks that she's going to go do it. So, here's the one issue I have. And it's not a full-blown issue. It's just giving me tentative pause. And that is, I really hope that Lauren doesn't go on some sort of secret spy adventure to rescue her son. I get that you're a mother and that you can, you do a lot for your kids when you know you have to. But, on the other hand, it just seems like she's not really the right character for that, Like on Days of Our Lives, if Hope were to do something like that, you would expect that from Hope. On General Hospital, if Anna Devane were to do something like that, you would expect that from Anna. Lauren Fenmore is not the first person I think of when I think of super spy espionage, right? But then again, I don't know if that's going to happen or not, but that's what it looks like it's gearing up towards. And we'll see how that works out or not. It does remind me, do you remember, and this is kind of a little bit switching topics, but do you remember on Days of Our Lives back when Sammy dressed as a man? First of all, that was the best, I'm sorry, that was the best storyline on Days of Our Lives ever, was Sammy as Stan. And they had a guy playing, and they had an actual man playing Sammy. It was, I loved it. I loved everything about that. And it was so ridiculous. It was great, right? That, if they can do that with Lauren's story, then I'll be on board. It's just like, in life there's this, middle line, and it's so good when it swings to one side. And if it's not going to be that good, then it should swing to the other side and be so bad that it loops back around to being great. Right? Kind of like the movie Showgirls. The best comedy ever, even though it's not a comedy. Okay. So now let's talk about Reed. Okay, so Victoria's son Reed has moved back home. And Reed you know, has done nothing but clash with Victoria since he got home, right? And in a way, you know, it's partly Reed's fault, but I mean, he's a teenager. You know, teenagers are moody and they do all kinds of shit. But in another way, it's Victoria's fault because she has no experience raising teenagers. So, you know, it doesn't make that much sense. So my friend Cameo and I looked up, because I remember how I said it's kind of strange that Reed is now so much older than Faith, and I could have swore Faith was older. She's not. She's younger than Reed, but she's just younger than Reed by 2 years. Okay, so they should be relatively the same age. But now, if you look at how they were aged, she's a good 6 years younger than Reed, which, that's taking your artistic license a little bit too much, but that, whatever, that's just my opinion. As Carolyn Hinsey would say, it's only my opinion. I'm sorry, my eyes are starting to get irritated. Okay, so here's the thing about this whole Reed storyline. Because he snuck out and he performed at open mic night at the Underground and everyone went crazy, and Mariah posted the clip on GC Buzz. It got all these hits and all these good comments, blah, blah, blah. Okay, so the thing about the Reed storyline is it's very, I hate to say this, but common to have a storyline where, you know, you had a child, you sent him away for whatever reason, either to boarding school or to live with their parent or whatever, and they come back and they hate you, right? So it wasn't so not necessarily that they hate you, but they come back and they're bad seed, right? So that's what's happening with Reed. That's what happened with JJ on Days of Our Lives. You know, so we've seen it before. Now, sometimes they come back and they're good kids, like Fenn. When Fenn came back on Young and the Restless, he was actually a good kid. He was still a pretty good kid. Fenn didn't really do anything wrong, ever. So, you know, I felt bad for him because Summer kind of treated him like shit. Speaking of which, where the hell has Summer been? Ever since Luca left town, we haven't seen Summer at all. So, now at least Noah was able to explain the fact that, yeah, I broke up with Marissa because she wanted to see her daughter and I didn't want to move to Spain. Understandable, right? That makes sense. But Summer has just kind of been MIA. Maybe because she doesn't have a man. I don't know, but I would like to see her have some storylines without having a man, right? Anyways, okay, so that's pretty much what's going on with Reed. It's really annoying, but, you know, we'll see what happens. Also, it's another vehicle to pull Billy into Victoria, because Reed obviously looks up to Billy quite a bit, and so Billy's in their lives a lot more than he normally would be. So, you know. All right, so then there is, let's see. So then, oh, Jill. Okay, so Jill had a heart attack, right? And this was really great because I love the way that it played out because, you know, not everybody knew that Jill had a heart attack. She didn't want a whole bunch of people knowing, you know. At first it was just Colin, Esther, Kane, and Lily. Right? And then slowly more people found out, like they told Devon, they told Neil, they told Jack, they, you know, Nikki. Like they slowly started telling everyone what had happened with Jill. So they weren't expecting her to, you know, show up to meetings or things like that because she was in the hospital. So I loved that. I thought that was actually very well done. And basically, the reason why she had the heart attack is because she got into a fight with Colin, and Colin had actually said that he borrowed some money, and it was a lot, and she didn't have any money, and she needed that money at that point to buy the stock in Fenwars back from Jack, and she couldn't do it because there was nothing to be had, and she was pissed, and then she had the heart attack. So she's at home right now recovering, so we'll see how that goes next week. Anyways, thank you so much for logging on today. I do appreciate it. You can follow me on Twitter at Angel Benton, hashtag YR to talk Young and the Restless, or you can hashtag GH or GH Burbank to talk General Hospital. Thank you so much. Have a wonderful day. Peace out. Wubba, wubba, wubba.